thank you so much for being here at Holmesglen. This is a great centre of learning and a really important part of our whole skills system. One that is in turn critically important to keeping our state strong and giving every Victorian the opportunity to get a good job and to make a really important contribution to our state. I'm delighted that Galtini is here and Nick Stakos, our local member. Yesterday's budget is the biggest boost to TAFE since TAFE was established back in the 1970s. 30 priority courses absolutely free of charge, 18 pre-apprenticeship courses again free of charge, and funding for an additional 30,000 places at TAFE and upgrades to TAFE campuses. This is exactly where we should be investing, because these jobs and these skills are critically important to us continuing to remove level crossings, build better roads, upgrade schools and hospitals. These skills are critically important to getting the job done. And that's why we are so proud to be such strong supporters of TAFE. Now, I'll ask the Minister to speak in a little bit more detail about some of the investments we're making, particularly at campuses in regional Victoria. But this is very simple. If you want to keep building the infrastructure that we need in road and rail, hospitals and schools, if you want to keep up that massive building program, then you've got to invest in the people who do that building. And every Victorian needs to perhaps have a keener sense that all of that building work is being done by TAFE qualified Victorians. We are in their debt. We should be very grateful for the work that is done by TAFE qualified Victorians, and we should support them through a stronger TAFE system, more training places, those free courses, removing barriers to going to TAFE and getting those skills. These are good jobs, and there's a pipeline for decades where you can be confident that if you get these skills through TAFE with our support, the government support, then you will have a good job to go to. That's how much building is going on right across the state. You've got to invest in those projects, absolutely, but you've also got to invest in the people who are delivering them, and that's what yesterday's budget does. Beyond that, we're also changing those senior years at school so that you can leave at the end of that extra year, that 13th year, with your VCE in one hand and your trade certificate in the other. So you're ready for work and you're into one of those good jobs on day one. Again, this is profound reform. It is exactly what we need. We are so far away from what we inherited, a TAFE system on its knees because of cuts and closures. This so powerfully speaks to our values, supporting workers to get the skills they need for the job they want and the job that our community and our economy needs them to do. We've got to keep building, that's what the budget funds, and we've got to have the skilled workers to get that job done, and that's exactly what the budget delivers as well. The Minister should be very proud. This is such a significant package, and I thank her for the work that she's done. And to tell you a little bit more about it, over to go.
As the Premier said, this is a historic budget for this state. Historic for TAFE and historic for training in this marvellous state. We have allocated $172 million towards 30 priority courses and 18 pre-apprenticeship courses, free. This means that we will have an opportunity to place young Victorians into jobs that are available now, whether it be in government infrastructure projects, whether it be involved in the rollout of NDIS or our reforms in relation to family violence. We will enable young Victorians to participate not just in skills and training, but skills and training that is relevant and will take them to a job. This is transformational for many people. This will provide an opportunity that many people would not have ordinarily had, because now they don't have to pay tuition fees. And I think that this is an opportunity that will have a generational impact on Victoria and many, many Victorians. In addition to that, we have funded over 30,000 extra training places across the training system. That amounts to around about $303 million. On top of that, we also have embarked upon a capital works program for regional TAFE. For example, Bendigo TAFE, Macrae Street, will be receiving nearly $60 million to add to their employment and education precinct. A wonderful achievement. to the 2 Labor members of Parliament of Bendigo. We also will be building a trades centre at Morwell, and this again will not only assist young people and help make that transition that the economy is going through, but it will enable workers who have been displaced to upskill and be redeployed. We also have allocated $25 million that will be worked towards a new campus at Sale. I know the Sale community have been wanting a new campus for some time, and it's only good governments that make decisions to invest in all of Victoria, every part of Victoria, and we're very pleased that Federation Training has got the opportunity to rebuild and consolidate through this budget. We also are making sincere efforts to bring about greater confidence and quality in the apprenticeship system, and so it's so fitting to be here at Holmesglen amongst the whole host of trades, and indeed, as the sticker says, the home of trades. Very pleased to be here. And so in terms of the apprenticeship system, what we are doing is that we are reintroducing trades papers. That is one request that has been very clear to me from the moment I became Minister, and that request was heard through the ears of industry, employers and indeed unions. They all want a trade paper that talks to the rest of the community. It says that I am a proud tradie, I am qualified, it's recognised in this state, it's also acknowledged in other states and indeed internationally. Trade papers are a passport that recognises skill, and it provides a pathway to a career for in people's lives. We also have invested in this area. We'll be introducing capstone assessments over and above trade papers, and that is to ensure a higher level of quality. And indeed, we've also put money aside for new training and learning materials for training for the apprenticeship system. So all in all, I think we have a package that is a package that speaks to all. It speaks to high school students, secondary students, it speaks to parents, it speaks to those that are displaced at the moment that get a second chance. We are very proud of this package, and we hope that everyone takes every opportunity that is being offered. Thank you.
Questions you might have?
What is the genesis of this policy? Was this something you've been working on for several years, or is this an election year sort of sweetener?
No, we have been building those road and rail projects, removing those level crossings, upgrading hospitals and schools each year, every year that we've been in office. And we said, first of all, we had to save TAFE. We had to repair the damage that had been done by the previous government. But I'm not content just to be repairing the damage that the Liberals do. We are about making TAFE better than it has ever been. And with this package that has been the product of many years of hard work, we can now be confident that TAFE is going to be on a more solid foundation and a better institution, a bigger part of a growing number of Victorians' lives than it's ever been. And we need it to be, because if we want to keep on building all of those projects that keep our economy strong and our communities well catered for, we need more skilled Victorians. And the best skills come from TAFE, and that's why we are investing so strongly.
The opposition says that government subsidised training numbers have fallen off a cliff. Do you think that's right, and why do you think that is?
Well, I think that they might be taken a little more seriously when it comes to training and TAFE. If the first thing they were to say was to apologise for what they did to TAFE for the 4 years when they were in power, they have no credibility when it comes to trades, vocational education and training, or for that matter, any credibility on building things. They're just completely irrelevant to our positive plan in TAFE, in infrastructure and in jobs.